I'm getting tired of waiting for these prices to come out, so I'm just going to start recording my little show right now, and hopefully the prices will be up by the time we get there. I'll just have to do a magic edit. What's up, new guy? I'm the Degenerate75. I'm a PGA DFS content creator who is here to help you get a little bit better at PGA DFS. How am I going to do that? Well, not with picks, that's for sure, because picks are for slapdicks, all right? If you need someone else's picks, this ain't the channel for you. But if you want to learn a little bit about the process, see all the places you're bleeding away your money, and maybe get a little bit better at it, well, you might have just found the best channel of all time for you, brother. You need to know that it's the week of the John Deere, and you should be excited, okay? If my sad ass can not advance in the Fantasy Golf World Championship and I can get excited for the John Deere, you can too, pal. If you find you like the cut of my jib, I stay real busy with the content. Every Monday, I do this course preview show. Maybe the only course preview show in the industry. I have not confirmed that, but I feel like it's true. Of course, I have my newsletter that goes out Tuesday, which you should sign up for. The emergency stream, which has become unbelievably huge every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, Lord's time zone. Be there. If you make your lineups before that, you're a donkey dick. That's why you lose, among other things. Lastly, the Showdown Hoedown, which I do live after round 2 and round 3, Friday and Saturday night. Come check that out. Yes, I give away a lot of free tickets to build with me. Not only am I giving you my time, I'm giving you my money because, you know what? I'm not a poor pal. All right. They are at the John Deere this week. If you don't know, that's TPC Deer Run, which is like, honestly, it's out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, it's right on the border of Illinois and Iowa. Okay, most of you couldn't even find that on a map. All right, so here's what you want to know about old John Deere, the TPC Deer Run. First of all, I think the most important thing you want to know is they have one of those like back holes and they put a putter thing on it and they hit a big ball. That's the only thing I know about this tournament. New guy, if you don't know, you'll see. This is a real gimmicky tournament, right? Arguably, I will say it is the weakest field we have all year outside of the swing season. The swing season is like the weird part of the calendar where they're playing during football season, right? But during the main golf season, the John Deere is by far the weakest, okay? And yes, it's a birdie fest. I remember last year I had a lineup. Legit, I had like every guy was like minus 15 or better, and I finished like 11th place. I was like, this is a nuts lineup, and I finished 11th place. So get ready to, if you don't have the stone cold nuts this week with all these birdies, you're not going to finish super high in GBP. So I encourage you to get a little icky with your lineups this week, okay? All right, what do we need to know about this course? It's a par 71, 3 par 5s, 4 par 4s, and it is about just under 7,300 yards. So a relatively short course. But, you know, as we've seen, distance doesn't really seem to make a difference with these guys. What really affects scorings is when you have greens that aren't too difficult, and these are notorious for being the flattest greens on the tour. Just a straight putt every time, right? No big undulating greens, no side bender putts, none of that. And the other thing is, are the greens going to be soft? And we'll look at the weather here in a minute, but the greens do seem like they're going to be at least medium, maybe to the easy side, as there could be some storms rolling in Wednesday evening right before the tournament starts, right? From there, this course just doesn't have a lot of length to protect it. When you go down here and you look at the whole breakdown, there's just so many birdie holes on this course, right? Of course, all 3 of the par 5s are very gettable. There's 2 short par 4s. One's basically drivable, right? And the other one's like you're going to get it up there with just a little 50-yard wedge in, right? From there, you also have the largest number is the par 4s, 400 to 450. None of them are particularly tricky. And you just go over here and you look at the shot distribution. There's basically 3 buckets that all the shots are going to fall into. 125 to 150, 150 to 175, and 200 plus. That's going to account for over 60% of all of approach shots, okay? Most of those 200 plus are going to come on the 3 par 5s and on the 2 long par 3s. So with that in mind, there's a lot of birdie holes. As 12 of the 18 holes play under par, only 6 are playing above par, right? And when you have 12 holes that play below par, if you just go get 5 or 6 of them, now all of a sudden you got yourself a birdie fest, right? Is this a birdie fest like we saw at TPC Craig Ranch or the last 2 weeks at the Travelers and the Rocket Mortgage? Actually, not quite as much, right? I think you're going to see a winning score probably right around 20. That's what we've seen the past 4 years, and I don't think to be a true birdie fest, the winning score usually needs to be like minus 25. Yes, we had Michael Kim boat race and have an all-time performance here one time, and he shot a minus 26, but that is the exception and not the rule. So I think you're looking at a winner around minus 20, but what is really sets this course apart is that you are going to have tons of people in that minus 15 to minus 19 range. It will be a super competitive leaderboard heading into Sunday, unless you get that random Michael Kim boat racing, okay? So with that in mind, your lineups, if you have a 6 of 6, you will still be very live heading into Sunday because guys will just go skyrocketing up the leaderboard because I promise you there's going to be something like 20 guys within 3 or 4 strokes to the lead heading into Sunday. It's just something about this course that really lends itself to lots of people being there, and it might just be that no studs ever play here, right? This is one of the weakest fields we'll see all year. I think Cam Young is the only top 30 player here, and let's face it, Cam Young fucking sucks. Okay, and from there, there's you got a lot of tier 3 players, I would call them, like Russell Henley, Denny McCarthy, guys like that. And so when you have that and you don't have the superstars, you get less boat racing from guys. Okay. So right off the bat, I think that my narrative this week, and it's probably not going to be too crazy, I don't give a shit about bombers, right? I don't think this is a course that really is friendly to bomb and gouging. The one protection this course has is it does have pretty long rough, not only along the fairways, but also around the green. So just bombing it out there and trying to gouge out of it, I don't think is the best strategy. I would much more want to emphasize good drives, which means that they're putting the ball in play where they get a green in regulation with their next shot. And having greens in regulation is key around here. If you're constantly trying to save par around here and you're not having 10 to 12 foot birdie putts all day, you're already toast, Bob. You're already toast, okay? So you're going to need good drives. You need to be in the part of the fairway that allows you to put it onto the green where you want it and give yourself birdie looks all day. Because let's face it, you may have 15 birdie looks, but, statistically, you're probably only going to make 5 of them if they're all 15-foot putts, right? So Second shot course, right? It's a second shot course. I'm going to care so much about who has been striking their irons and wedges well, because I need guys who are just constantly giving themselves birdie looks, right? The same reason that I played Ryan Palmer last week is when you give yourself enough birdie looks over and over and over and over and over, eventually your sorry ass is going to make some of them, right? And that is what I'm going to be looking for this week. I want guys who are coming in with good approach. And then I'm also going to look at some long-term, like who is good at those 3 buckets that I already talked about. But really, I just want to see recent ball striking and recent approach. And then lastly, they are playing on bent grass greens this week, and these are pure bent grass. And after watching that bumpy-ass POA last week, I do want to see who putts well on bent grass. I'm also going to be looking just who's been putting well recently, because I think hot putters are a lot like hot irons and hot wedges. There can be some carryover, right? Strokes game feel good. So those are some things I'm going to look at. Good drives, recent approach, recent ball striking, and I think I will look at around the green with long rough, and then just recently, and then more than that, bent grass putting, right? Of course, I will be looking at par 4 scoring on easy scoring conditions. I don't want to look at par 4 scoring at what they did at the PGA Championship or the U.S. Open or the Memorial. I want to see how they did at TPC Craig Ranch, the Travelers, the Rocket Mortgage, because to me, when you can score well on courses that have easy scoring for par 4s, that's what's going to be translating over the most. The par 5 scoring, just looking back at recent years, has not seemed to impact really who's at the top of the leaderboard. Most of the scoring on this course is going to get done on the par 4s, and I think the answer is the par 5s are so easy, everybody's basically birdieing 2 out of 3 of them every day, right? So there you go. That's it. That's my buckets I'm looking at for proximity. What I'm looking at, driving accuracy is very important here. Well, no, it's very high here, which means that the good drives is more important. The greens in regulation is high here, so I'm not going to overweight around the greens too much. And honestly, I just want guys who can score. I'm going to look for those nuclear hot guys, a lot like I have the last 2 weeks at the Rocket Mortgage and the Travelers, okay? So that is my course preview for TPC Deere Run. It is going to be an easy course. The cut score will probably be -2 or -3. I think it'll be a little more difficult than it was last week, but it's still going to be guys just throwing darts all day. The only reason I don't think you're going to see a -24, -25 cut score is not necessarily because the course is more difficult, but simply you just don't have as many badasses in this field, okay? You're going to have guys, good guys in this field, but not guys. The difference between Russell Henley and Denny McCarthy, as opposed to Colin Morikawa and Ricky Fowler, is they just can't put 4 badass rounds together, right? They can put 2, maybe 3 together. So that's what you're going to be looking at. If you want to see the only time that this course plays at average scoring, right? It's almost always easy, but the few times it does play average is basically when there's a little bit of wind, right? When you have some moderate winds, and we'll look at the weather in just a second. You'll see there will be some moderate winds, or whenever the course gets a little firm and fast and it gets tough to hit the fairways. That's really the only times you don't see this course playing with easy scoring conditions, right? If you want to know some guys who have really good course history here, Lucas Glover. Oh, if Lucas Glover's shocked this week, let me just go ahead and praise the Lord now. He has the best course history here over the past 5 years, and he's just coming off that really hot finish at Rocket Mortgage. If you want to early look at the weather, you can see it does look like it's not going to be super hot, right? Only mid-70s, and I told you we might get some of that rain in Wednesday night. That's what it's projected. We're still 2 days out, so who knows what will happen there. But it does look like there could be some light winds on Thursday, and then Friday looks beautiful, not getting too hot. If they do get those storms Wednesday night and it doesn't get above 80 Thursday or Friday, they're going to tear this course up, man. They're going to tear it up. If you have a soft condition that doesn't get baked out at all, they're going to tear up this course. Okay, so that is your course preview. I'm telling you, this is a week to play icky guys. Okay, hey, do me a favor, go like and subscribe. Me and the editor, we don't put any ads on these videos, and we are independent as fuck. So the only help we get is when you like, subscribe, and turn on that little notifications so you know about all of our live shows. We really appreciate when you do it. Tell a friend, because you know YouTube ain't gonna share our shit. We appreciate it. All right, let's get over to contest selection this week. And yes, they nerfed some of the contests. I mean, DraftKings has been putting up delicious contests recently, so no surprise that they're afraid the interest is going to be a little down for the John Deere, which it will be, which makes no sense, because a week like this, there is a bigger edge than ever because there are so many icky names that people don't know, right? People don't want to pay fucking $10,500 for Russell Henley. I like to bring Russell Henley at $7,800. Okay, well, you're not getting him at that price this week, right? People are going to eat up 11,000 Cam Young, even though he sucks. I imagine Aberg's going to be 10,200, and he's going to be 20%. This is a great week to go play those wily veterans, right? Those guys on the tour, I would say a guy like Lucas Glover, but fuck that. The guys, Brian Palmer, guys like that, old veterans, or those young upstart guys, right? Some big upstart, Akshay Bhatia, somebody like that is going to just go ham this week and have that big statement. Okay, so with that in mind, I love this tournament. This is a great spray and pray weekend. This will be a week where I will MME. That stands for mass multi-enter. I will definitely probably be playing somewhere between 200 to 300 lineups this week, okay? I want to play in the big $20, but look at this, man. When you have 750 up top, and then you see right here, 250,000, or 200,000 to first, that's just way too much, bro. That's, what is that, 26.6%? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not playing in a tournament where over 25% goes to first, so I'm out on that one, which sucks, because, if they would have just kept it at the million, I would have definitely max entered that. Even the 555, the signature hole, which I've been talking up recently, now instead of 20% to first, it's 25% to first. It just kills it. The big $5, I will definitely be max entering this week. You just can't beat 10% there. And then second place is 60% of first. 10th place is, 1/17th of first. Those are just a great contest. Only problem is it's not easy to beat 60,000 people, okay? That is the one downside of that. But if you're going to MME, the $5 this week is the nuts. And I'm telling you, that shit will fill quick. So I would reserve your lineups. Don't make your lineups till you watch the stream Wednesday night, but I would definitely get them reserved. From there, I love the 254 max for you medium to higher level players. Let's see. The $3.20 max is a great one this week to sprinkle some lineups in. Of course, my baby, the $10.18 max is always one to get into. Great flat payout structure. I will be playing in a lot of single entries this week. Lower dollar ones, the 33, the 12, the 5, all of those are good. If you want to mass multi-enter and you don't want to remortgage your house, go do the 50-cent mini-max, right? For $75, you can multi-enter this. And look at that, $2,500 up top. And look, you only got to beat the same amount of people as in the $5. So that's a great way if you want to experiment with some MME for under $100. You cannot go wrong with that. I think that's a great strategy this week, because this is not a week I think you want to be married to a bunch of guys. I would not be playing 5 guys at 60%. I would be playing a bunch of guys at 30 or 40% and then sprinkling in some nasty-ass punts this week and pivots. Because at a Birdie Fest, I'm telling you, Birdie Fest, the difference in good and bad players is that much. It's at the difficult courses where it's that much. So I am really willing to get icky, okay? $100 single entries, always good. What else do we got? The $3 3 max, the $8 3 max. Love all these contests. There's plenty of good contests. Of course, you're going to want to go hop in Pat Mayo's. He has the $15 3 max with no rake. And then I have my own contest, which you're going to go get in right now. Look at this. It is $5 3 max, reduced rake. Help me get this filled. We did 1,000 spots this week, so I need you to stop right now. In the description of this video, go get in it. Don't make me be trying to sell this shit on Wednesday. Go hop in it right now. Go reserve all 3 spots, $5 3 max, flat payout structure, and you will get a shout out on the stream, and if you finish in the top 5, a free 2 weeks on my website, okay? So go get in that. Go fill it for me right now. It would be greatly appreciated, okay? Now, let's go talk about some player salaries, and let's see our first reactions. But before we do that, go check out my site, DGen75.com, the fastest growing community in all of PGA DFS. Look, this is just from this past week of the Rocket Mortgage. Look at that look at that freaking collage, man. That is insane how many people are just having great results. We have guys who are playing dimes, the dime contest, and winning 10, 20 bucks. That's awesome. That really is. There's no prize shaming. There's no toxic fucks in my community. We celebrate all of them. Yes, we got our monsters like Shaloub and Jay Bannock and Nick and all these guys, Ricardo and all these dudes. Just look at this screen. L. Remick winning 20 grand. Just insane, right? X Dara. Look at this guy. Just a killer. So, come be a part of it. It's awesome. And I have the best tool in all of PGA DFS called the Rosetta Stone. We have it for week-long round 3 and round 4 showdown. Check that out. And lastly, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter, which goes out every Tuesday. If you sign up for the newsletter, just simply let the editor know. Free week on my website. No strings attached. All right, let's get over here to pricing. Hopefully it is up. Let's see. John Deere. Click on it. Draft team. And it's up. Look at that perfect timing. The editor doesn't have to splice this video. All right, I have not looked at the prices, obviously, because they just came out since I've started this video. I am going to assume that Cam Young is going to be something ridiculous like 10-8. I'm going to go Aberg is the second highest. Denny McCarthy is the third. Russell Henley is the fourth. All above 10K. That is my guess. Let's look and see. Denny McCarthy's the... What the fuck is going... Denny McCarthy is the high... I am alive to see a day that Denny McCarthy is the highest priced golfer in a tournament. What a time. What a time to be alive. Holy shit. Henley is second. And then Aberg and Cam Young. Okay, at least I got the 4 guys right over 10,000. I cannot believe Denny and Henley are above Aberg and Young, which actually I love, right? Because I personally, just my initial instinct this week is I am totally okay fading Aberg and Cam Young, okay? I just am. And if they were going to be the 2 most expensive, I thought that wouldn't, but they wouldn't be as popular. But now with them being below Denny and Henley, I'm almost for sure they're both going to be above 20%. I'm okay fading that. I just feel like Cam Young has some fundamental problems, and I just think Aberg right now, this is an early conclusion, but he just feels more like a showdown guy to me than he does a week-long guy. So right there, I'm already pumped at an overpriced Henley and an overpriced McCarthy. Give them all to me. All right, from there, Adam Hadwin really seems to kind of be figuring it out. I always have loved Adam Hadwin at Birdie Fest. I love that he's priced up. Eric Cole at 9,700, I imagine is going to be super chalk. People he's already been playing well, and then we have the feel-good story of him going and playing like a charity event for a deceased friend of his. I mean, high-character kid. All right, Keith Mitchell, been playing like shit. Cannot believe he's 9,600, but Shank... More, oh man, this is a good range right here. Like, these are guys I want to be playing this week at Birdie Fest, right? Griot, I mean, I guess Griot we can play at Birdie Fest. I used to say you can't play Griot at Birdie Fest because of his putting, but I think we can now. JT Poston, somebody who's won this tournament before, has not been playing well, but man, if there's ever a place, if we've seen it once, we've seen it 100 times. If you're ever going to get your game right, Cam Young or JT Poston or whatever broken fucker you're playing, it's going to be at a Birdie Fest. I have to imagine that Steven Yeager, after that Sunday round he had, like when he go birdie, 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 eagle, birdie, birdie to come home, I have a feeling he's going to be very popular. Benny Ann, I think you're going to get a great discount on him as he missed the cut last week as donkey dick chalk. Sepp Straka really spun his wheels. I can't imagine anybody wants to play Sepp. I never liked Sepp at Birdie Fest, but if he's going to be low enough owned, I'll play him. Looks like old P. Rogers, is he out or is this still last week's update? Yeah, I think he's actually going to be playing this week, okay? Taylor Montgomery, I just can't imagine anybody. He's another guy that seems broken, but once again, if there's ever a time you're going to get out of it, this would be the week. Nick Taylor at 8,200. Nick Taylor at a Birdie Fest. Sign my ass up. Sign my ass up. Kuchar, oh, gross. He's going to be popular. Ryan Palmer is going to be popular. KH Lee, anytime it's a TPC course, you got to be watching out. Mark Hubbard at 7,700. That's insane. He was 7,500 last week, and now at a Birdie Fest, or at this week of a field, he's only going to be 7,700. Probably tell him. That means get the fuck out of here, new guy. Michael Kim at 7,600. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you right now. That will be the mega chalk of the week. If he's not over 20%, I will eat my hat with A1 steak sauce and a knife. SH Kim, I think, will be popular. Peter Quest. Are people going to go back to that? Sargent and Bramlett, man, these are just, look, just this is what you need to remember this week. Look at Michael Kim, Gordon Sargent, Bramlett, Wu. All right, go look at those guys. They're all in the mid-sevens. And you're going to sit here and look me in the face and tell me they are any different golfers than Taylor Montgomery, Bez, and Straka. Are you really going to say that? Because they're not. They're all in the same fucking bucket, except one you get a $1,000 discount, right? This is why building this week, it is so easy to jam 2 studs because these guys in the 7Ks are the exact same guys in the 8Ks, right? They're just trying to differentiate the slightest little bit. But Gordon Sargent, Joseph Bramlett, Dylan Wu are the exact same as the mid-8K golfers, okay? And don't fool yourself, they're not. By the way, I've heard Luke List is going to withdraw. He might have already withdrawn, so watch out for Luke List withdrawing. Callum Tarrant, Nick Hardy in the low 7Ks, guys that can get nuclear hot, sign my ass up. Lucas Glover at 7,200, he's going to be 15% owned. And let me just go ahead and tell you, Bob, I've never been more fucking excited to fade a guy. From there, Carson Young just staying at 7,200, the disrespect. Bati at 7,100, Higo, love these guys. Oh, man, I'm going to be playing so many lineups this week. Justin Lauer, #sleepers. I was all over him last week. Grayson Sigg, 6,900. Are you kidding me, Bob? Are you kidding me? Who else is, man, they're just not bumping up these guys' prices enough, right? Anybody else? Yeah, honestly, once you get down here to the mid, like 7,500 and below, it looks just like fucking last week. It looks exactly the same as last week. Andrew Landry, you go on ahead and play that. Brent Grant at 6,500. I'm telling you, he just seems like a real golfer. Robbie Shelton at 64. I'm gonna lose so much money this week. Let's see, who else? Kyle Westmoreland? Yeah, I don't think so, pal. You suck. All right, no one else really seems out of control. So I'm just telling you, this is a real week to get creative with how you build your lineups, okay? I think that people are going to want to cram. I'm going to guess everybody from Cole up is going to be very popular. And then you can just come down here and just cram all these really nice 7K players in there, right? You are not losing sleep if you're playing Ryan Palmer, Mark Hubbard, the Troll, Brennan Todd, Dumpy Bow, Michael Kim, Sargent, Bramlett, Woo. These guys, oh my God, Sam Stevens at 7,400. But I'll tell you, that guy's approach sucks. He was like 30-something% in the Fantasy Golf World Championship. I was like, do you guys look at stats? Why would you want to play that neckbeard? Anyways, who am I to judge? I played fucking Justin Thomas. All right, Callum Tarrant, Nick Hardy. Oh, Kevin Yu had me at hello. Oh, I think I like that nickname. I think we're going to keep that one. But there's just a lot of really good options, right? So that's going to be a common build. I can already tell you right now, the great pivot range is going to be the 8Ks like we see almost every week. I don't think a ton of people are going to play Smalley and Straka, Taylor Montgomery. Bez might get a little bit of ownership, but I think there's a great pivot range here, right? People will want to double, maybe even triple stack 9K and above, and then they're going to be hopping down into the 7Ks and maybe even the 6Ks. So I think you really want to consider that, right? Please do me a favor. Go get in my contest right now. Get it filled. $5 3 max. Fill it up. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to be back Wednesday at 7 o'clock for the live stream. I'll be looking forward to seeing you there. All right? And good luck this week. Get pumped for the John Deere. If you don't love the John Deere, well, then you don't love PGA DFS. All right, motherfather. Enjoy this outro.